Hello and welcome to another Ask the Consistory, a video podcast produced by the Confessional Orthodox Evangelical Lutheran Communion. I'm your host for this video, Reverend Jake Zabel of the St. John's Evangelical Lutheran Church located in Dalby, Queensland, Australia. So we've got an interesting question for today, and the question is, was Jesus descended from Jezebel? Now, for those of you who don't know who Jezebel is, I would suggest you go and read the Old Testament. She's a quite influential figure in the Old Testament, specifically in 1st and 2nd Kings. Jezebel was the wicked queen who married King Ahab of the northern kingdom. She was the daughter of the king of Sidon. They had a daughter named Athaliah, and she married King Jehoram, the king of Judah, whom Jesus is descended from via his stepfather Joseph, because according to Matthew's Gospel, Joseph is descended from King David via Solomon and the kings of Judah, and that includes Jehoram, who married Athaliah, who had a son named Ahaziah, who had a son then named Joash, who then went on to become king at like the age of 5, and Jesus is descended from this line. So the question is, was Jesus descended from Jezebel? The answer is most likely yes, although the scriptures do not explicitly say this. We do know that Jesus is descended from Athaliah, and therefore is descended from Ahab, but the scriptures never explicitly say that Athaliah is the daughter of Jezebel, although she most likely is the daughter of Jezebel. See, 2 Kings chapter 11 verses 1 and 2 say that now when Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the royal family. But Jehosheba, the daughter of King Joram, or Jehoram, sister of Ahaziah, took Joash, the son of Ahaziah, and stole him away from among the king's sons who were being put to death, and she put him and his nurse in a bedroom, and so forth and so forth. From this text, we know a few facts. Joash is the son of Ahaziah, and Ahaziah is the son of King Jehoram and Queen Athaliah. We also know from Kings chapter 8 verse 26 that Ahaziah was 22 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 1 year in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Athaliah. She was the granddaughter of Omri, king of Israel, and Omri is the father of Ahab. So we know that Athaliah is the granddaughter of Omri and the daughter of Ahab. Now, it is possible that Ahab had other wives apart from Jezebel, and that Athaliah is born from one of them, but the text doesn't ever suggest that Ahab has other wives, and it's most likely that Athaliah is descended from both Ahab and Jezebel. And even if Jesus wasn't descended from Jezebel, he's still descended from Athaliah and Ahab, so that's just as bad. But before we finish this video, I just wanted to read from a couple commentaries. So, for example, one commentary is the Kretzmann, or Popular Commentary of the Bible. It was written by Paul Kretzmann, a Missouri Synod pastor in the early 1900s. And in his popular commentary on 2 Kings chapter 11 verses 1 and 2, he writes, "And when Athaliah, the mother of Jezebel, herself the daughter of Jezebel and the granddaughter of Omri." So there, Paul Kretzmann of the Missouri Synod back in the early 1900s, in his popular commentary, taught that Athaliah was the daughter of Jezebel. Also, if you grab the People's Commentary, this is the commentary produced by the Wisconsin Synod, and you look at their commentary on 1st and 2nd Kings, again, they give this little chart of the genealogy of the kings of Judah and Israel, and you have King Jehoram marries Athaliah, daughter of Ahab and Jezebel. And so, was Jesus descended from Jezebel? The answer is most likely yes. And this has been taught by Lutherans from both the Missouri Synod and the Wisconsin Synod, both at the start of the 1900s up until the present era. Reverend Jonathan Fisk of the Missouri Synod a while back did a whole bunch of podcasts on the history of Ahab and Jezebel, and he makes a big point that Jesus was descended from Jezebel. And this shouldn't come as some kind of shock to us. The Gospel of Matthew includes Rahab and Tamar and Bathsheba, the wife of Uriah, in the genealogy of Jesus in the beginning of Matthew's Gospel. And you've got Tamar, who slept with her father-in-law pretending to be a prostitute. You have Rahab, who was a prostitute, and Bathsheba, who David committed adultery with and then killed her husband. So Jesus' genealogy is not some kind of pure bloodline that never had any sinners in it. In fact, most of the kings of Judah after Solomon were pretty bad kings. With the exceptions of guys like Hezekiah and Josiah, most of the kings of the southern kingdom were pretty wicked men. And they fell away from the faith and they worship idols and false gods. So the bloodline of Jesus is not this kind of pure bloodline that was somehow tainted by Jezebel. No, Jesus' bloodline is full of sinners. This is because Jesus took on human flesh. He became like us in every way except he himself did not sin. Jesus was born a human, descended from other sinful humans. And he did this so that he could redeem us from our sins. So the answer is yes, Jesus is most likely descended from Jezebel, but we shouldn't be worried by this fact. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you'd like to have any of your questions answered by the consistory, you can email us at our email address, which is coelc-atc@hotmail.com. That's coelc-atc@hotmail.com. Goodbye, and God bless.